This announcement about the Superdome itself.
The Jim Crockett organization has insisted on presenting the finest in quality and exciting spectator entertainment. The highest standards of competition continues. We're pleased to announce the selection of the host city for the 1986 James Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup, and New Orleans, Louisiana was selected.
I've always had a dream that the Superdome would be the site of the NWA World Championship changing hands. And we've had Ric Flair pull out of the tournament to defend his world's heavyweight title against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
This reminder that tournament starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, at $10 first come, first served tickets for the afternoon event. That's from the front row ringside to the rafters. Every seat in the Superdome, only $10 for the 2 o'clock afternoon performance. The numbers you see on your screen are the ones that I would suggest you utilize to order tickets using a Visa or MasterCard. We have an out-of-state of Louisiana number and, of course, an in-state number. Please jot them down. We'll have them on the screen, and I'll mention them again later in the hour for ticket information. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great one and a great hour. We think the Fantastics are going to make great Universal Wrestling Federation champions. We'll see them in action and see how they won the titles after our first time out.
In the red corner, from parts unknown, the Bruiser. And his team partner from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Pat Rose. And Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics. Your referee, Tommy Gilbert.
It'll be the Fantastics against the Bruiser and Pat Rose. Tommy Gilbert, the fifth man in the ring. This match just about to get underway here on Power Professional Wrestling.
You know, Joe, you know why all the little girls jump up and want to kiss the Fantastic?
Well, I have a few ideas about why.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because Dutch Mantell and myself won't let him kiss me. Now look at this Bobby Fulton here now. See, he pulled his hair all the way back to the back there, and the referee made him break, which was a normal thing to do, right?
Exactly. And now Bobby Fulton, collar and elbow tie-up. Pat Rose goes to the headlock.
Now, I'm not going to take nothing off Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. They are very fine athletes. And the whole thing would never have taken place if they'd just listened to me. I invented half the stuff that they like to do, and I didn't appreciate them doing it. Not as well as I did. Good move by Pat Rose.
Well, Bill... Oh, what a hip toss! What a hip toss! He really set Pat Rose to the line.
Now, you tell me that was fair, Joe Watts. You tell me that was fair.
That was a slight infraction of rules, but I tell you what, you know, when you're going all out for the money and then the competition, Fantastics want to move up there and get a shot at those Mid-South Tag Team titles.
Oh, yeah, and so does Dirty Dutch Mantell and the Superstar. But we do about it the right way. We are fantastic wrestlers, and we would never think about breaking the rules.
Well, back to what you were saying about you inventing some of that, like the strut and some of the tactics that go on in the ring. I've seen some tapes of Jackie Fargo in Tennessee when he was doing. Bill, I kind of doubt that you invented it. Tommy this goes for a body slam.
Oh, yeah, we're not knocking them. They're fine athletes, and that was a real terrific move. Another good arm drag. They're a little unorthodox there, but it wasn't too bad. And getting back to Jackie Fargo, Joel, I'd freeze if you would refrain from using his name, because nobody here knows about him. And I never copied him, neither.
Well, Bill, I tell you, I can understand you being in an argument with these men. The competition in the Mid-South is really hot and heavy. And tempers can flare in a physical situation such as this.
Yeah.
But what you and Dutch did to the Fantastics with the whip, as we saw here on Power Pro, was totally uncalled for and very, very unnecessary.
Well, I don't know if you would say it was unnecessary or not. Sometimes you try to tell somebody, like I tried to tell them to, but look at that. See, just so all them little girls would scream. I'd never do that, so they would want to do that. And that's a nice move he has on there. Now, to get back to the first question, I came out real nice and told him not to do it, right?
Well, yeah, I've got to agree with you on that point. You did come out and you were very nice to him, but if I recall correctly, you were the one who drew first blood, so to speak. You slapped Bobby Fulton. And Bobby really had no heated discussion with you whatsoever before that point. Whoa, Fulton with a hard right.
Yeah, like I keep saying, they're good athletes.
Fulton elevates the bruiser, tags into Tommy Rogers, pardon me. There's that rocket up the second ropes. Bobby Fulton with a drop kick. And a victory for the Fantastics. There you see Bobby Fulton doing that
Dundee strut. What you've seen Bobby Fulton do is the Dundee strut. But I got to agree with you, Joel. They did win.
Well, a great victory for Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton over the Bruiser and Pat Rose. But in just a few moments, we're going to join footage of the Fantastics defeating the Sheepherders for the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. A great victory in a match that took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Convention Center. I also want to say hello to everybody in Memphis, Tennessee. We're on our way to Memphis. As a matter of fact, we'll be having a live event in Memphis in June that we're excited about. We'll be telling you about as the weeks progress right here on Channel 24 if you're watching us in Memphis. We also want to say hello to everybody watching us on Channel 62, KZKC in Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you very much for tuning in this fine Saturday morning. And we'll be also mentioning some of the other stations that we've just joined in the last few weeks here on Power Pro Wrestling. Let's go now and see the Fantastics win the Tag Team Championship.
You see Jack Victory on the floor with a flag, and you see Crazy Luke being tagged in, who he's a different kind of guy. I mean, these guys are a little bit weird. And I'm sure his name is not Crazy Luke, but that's just the impression I'd get from him. And look at him pummel the man, and you see him drive those knees into the spleen area, into the kidney area. And those of you that have been in beefs or played football or been in any kind of sport or even a car wreck, you know just how bad it hurts when you get something driven in like that into your kidneys. And you've all heard of people getting their spleen ruptured or their pancreas. This is a tremendous body punishment. You know, it's almost in the old boxing world, there was an art of being a body puncher because they said kill the body and the head will follow. And so you see these kind of guys, they take these tactics. It may not show up right now. Tommy's in such fantastic condition. But you got to remember, he's been thrown out on the concrete floor, and he's been hammered, and you can see it's taking its toll.
Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, don't forget that this match is for the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. The Fantastics challenging the Sheepherders. Bill, this is one of the, right here, this is one of the longest matches I think we've ever had here on television. They are really getting it on.
Again, the caliber of competition. Both of these teams will be in the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tournament, but they're really trying to take each other apart. And you see Tommy again. And they've attacked that body. They drove him into the steel barricades there. He's in a world of pain. You see the Sheepherders have now got their game plan in action. They've separated one of them. They've cut him out of the pack, so to speak. They've taken advantage. It's like a wolf pack coming around a bunch of sheep, and one of them is injured. And they'll separate him out of that injury, and they'll keep working on chasing and dragging him down. And this is the type of thing that they're doing right now to Tommy Rogers, but he's got a great fighting heart. However, he knows he's got to get back in that ring and get to his partner. He's got to tag Bobby Fulton because I don't care what, they've taken a lot out of him. Now, can he get back to Bobby? There he goes. He slipped through. He slipped through. This could be a great point in this match.
Fulton is on fire.
Toe-to-toe, he is cooking. He's cooking, but it's still one man against two because Tommy's hurt. But there you see Tommy outside there. Drop kick.
All 4 men in there. The referee's got to get this thing back together. And speaking of together, the Sheepherders thrown together by the Fantastics. And the Fantastics are now, they're quickening the pace, Bill. It's back to a high tempo.
I'm telling you, I love it. You know, he just dumped Tommy out there again. Tommy's out on that floor again. Watch Jack Victory. I can't see him. They've taken the camera off of it, but Jack Victory, has he got that flagpole? And I can't tell. Tommy is really spent. Now that's letting them double up on Bobby. That third man outside there. The Sheepherders were an awesome, and their victories were tremendous without Jack Victory. Now all of a sudden they got Jack Victory, the third man out there. Tommy Rogers just climbed the top rope and drop kicked. I don't think the referee saw that. He drop kicked the one. The tables have been turned. A double drop kick. Tommy is just giving it all. He's just reaching down to that inner part that every great athlete that has to be able to come up with to go above and beyond the call of duty. Look at this teamwork. 1, 2. We got new champions, Jim. We got new Universal Wrestling Federation champions. This place has just exploded. This place, pandemonium. The roof has come off. The place is upside down. We got new champions. The Sheepherders have been defeated.
And the new champions are Americans. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. Rogers and Fulton, the Fantastic, this place is standing. What a victory!
Listen to this place. They pulled it out. They pulled it out. Look at the Sheepherders and Jack Victory. They're totally, they just cannot believe it.
There you have it, the new Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, better known as the Fantastics. For you folks that are watching our program, many for the first time in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, perhaps you're watching in Roanoke, Virginia, or maybe in Pensacola, Florida. We do appreciate you being with us here on Power Pro Wrestling. Great victory for Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. We'll see the Sheepherders in action just a little bit later in the hour in other competition. And when we come back, General Skandar Akbar will have 450-pound Kamala with us after this timeout from the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Second event, let's bring out the Ugandan warrior, Kamala. In the ring, ladies and gentlemen, at 387 pounds, along with General Skandar Akbar and Friday, this is Kamala, the Ugandan Giant. And now let's bring the Iceman to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, from St. Louis at 238 pounds, the Iceman, King Parsons.
Ringside gives the welcome ovation to the Iceman, King Parsons, as he looks across the rings and sees three people, Kamala the Ugandan warrior, General Skandar Akbar, and the man's assistant, Friday. So it all adds up when Randy Anderson calls for the bell. They'll all leave except one against one. And how big is big, Jim Ross?
Yeah, it's about 387 pounds or thereabouts, Boyd, as Iceman King Parsons. A tough customer indeed. Don't ever think he's not. Against one of the most tremendous forces in all of wrestling. A man that, I don't know how you would weigh him anyway. What would you weigh him on? 387 pounds. Back in Oklahoma, Boyd, that's the size of a good yearling. A tremendous specimen, Kamala. He has defeated the greatest wrestlers in the profession from coast to coast, the Iceman, who really despises General Skandar Akbar, as does so many people and so many wrestlers. But when he accepted this challenge, the Iceman, I tell you, I don't know who can stop this man, Kamala. And another thing, I would not want to be referee Randy Anderson and try to communicate the rules. What a chop! The Iceman's coming right back. But look at Kamala. It's like he's impervious to pain, like he can't feel anything. Look at his strength.
Well, he's using sheer power now.
Well, he doesn't have any finesse. There's no doubt about that. But what he does have is just tremendous strength. And I don't think he really feels that much pain. I've never seen his facial expressions change that much. You see, I don't know how they communicate with him, the Iceman, trying to come right back. The Iceman's not backed up one step. You've got to give that to the Iceman. Don't forget, coming up, you've got Tim Horner and Terry Taylor against Dr. Anthony, Nature Boy, and Buddy Landell. North American champion Brad Armstrong, so much more this hour, Mid-South Wrestling. And right under those pectoralis muscles, Kamala, the tremendous, he's got to have awesome strength in his hands. Now he's choking him. That's a blatant chokehold. Now, well, you know, Kamala may be a little bit smarter than we think, Boyd, because he got his hands off that throat, right back to the claw hole very quickly before the referee got there. So.
Well, he had to use on the other side there, as you saw Friday come to the ring and get the attention of referee Randy Anderson.
You know, it's tough enough to go against someone as awesome as Kamala, but when you've got General Akbar and Friday at ringside, you know, I don't know how Iceman can maintain his concentration. Oh! Iceman with All-American right hand, yeah! Iceman put the big man on his back with that drop kick. Akbar started to come to the ring.
But Iceman says, come on in, and that started the retreat.
Akbar got his attention. He got Iceman's attention. You saw what happened. I mentioned the distractions. What's this? Oh, no! Kamala got a running start, and he tried to plant the Iceman, and that's all. Akbar got the Iceman's attention. Kamala finished him off. Akbar's interference. Now, wait just a second. Look at Akbar. He's got his... Hacksaw Reed, you hear that? Put his hand insulting Iceman. Iceman! Akbar! Iceman King Parsons. He tried to get Akbar, but Kamala's right back on the hunt. Kamala's thirsting for it. Iceman King Parsons tried to get rid of Akbar, got to insult Iceman King Parsons. Kamala's trying to take care of him. Here comes Hacksaw, Butch, Taylor, Horner, Brad Armstrong. They all come to help the Iceman. Akbar really tried to upset the Iceman and insult him. He said, this is an example for you, Hacksaw Reed. Boyd, what a match.
Well, it's great doing the commentary with Boyd Pierce, that matchup from the past, as Kamala was somewhat controversial situation as he defeated Iceman King Parsons. I think anytime General Skandar Akbar is at ringside, you can count on some controversy taking place. Kamala, 450 pounds, still one of the most awesome forces in pro wrestling today. Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, we'll see Butch Miller and Luke Williams, the sheep herders, in action. After this, timeout from your station. Pro Wrestling, I'm Jim Ross, your host for this hour. Appreciate you being with us very much on this great television station. As many of you know, Jack Victory, a young man from New Jersey, has joined the ranks of the sympathizers of the sheep herders. And Jack Victory is a very talented young athlete, and it's somewhat controversial that he has pledged his personal allegiance to the sheep herders, but perhaps even more surprising is the appearance of his girlfriend. Jack Victory's lady is Lady Maxine, and let's join this bit of tape, and as she was introduced to the sheep herders.
Well, there you have it, new tag team champions, and I think the victory had to be due, at least in part, to this man, Jack Victory. And Jack, the obvious question in a lot of the fans' minds, I think the obvious question in a lot of the fans' minds is why are you associated with the sheep herders? Why are you carrying their flag?
This team's number one right here, brother. Number one. They got the Mid-South Tag Team belt right here. That's money in the bank. That's why.
Tell him, Jack. Tell him why.
Jack, are you expecting somebody, or are you?
My girlfriend's coming. Haven't seen her in months.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Okay, well, then what made you decide to choose Jack Victory as your new partner?
It took a long time and many years to find a Yank that we could trust. A Yank with guts. A Yank that didn't have a yellow streak down his back. And we found it, didn't we, Jack? We found it. Right here.
I think she's here. Wait. It's her. It's her. Butch, Luke. She's coming through the door. There you are. How you doing, baby? It's nice to see you, too. Go aboard, please, up to the honeymoon suite. Come on, I want you to meet the sheep herders over here. Hey, Butch, Luke. Hey, this is Matt. Hey, what do you think?
Whoa! Yay!
So this is your girlfriend you've been waiting for. Her name is Max. Max, nice to meet you, Max. Would you mind answering a few questions for our television audience?
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen Jack in a month. I'll do it some other time, but we have a date right now.
Hey, Jack!
Whoa, well, there you have it, the sheep herders, new tag team champions, Jack Victory and his girlfriend, Max. We'll have more UWF wrestling in just a moment, but first this.
Whoa! Yay!
Well, for once, I think I can agree with the sheep herders as my surprise matched theirs. Lady Maxine is 6'4" at least, and over 200 pounds. The lady friend of Jack Victory, and I'm sure we'll be seeing that young lady at ringside in upcoming weeks and matches in this area. Well, we'll see the sheep herders in action. As a matter of fact, they're set to go against Brett Wayne Sawyer and Dave Peterson. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our next match from New Zealand at the combined weight of 480 pounds, the New Zealand Sheep Herders. Their opponents from St. Petersburg, Florida, at 245 pounds, Brett Wayne Sawyer. And from St. Joe, Missouri, at 243, David Peterson. This match won for 45 minutes.
USA! USA!
You hear the chants of USA, USA, fill the arena here at the Tulsa Convention Center. There you see Jack Victory holding the flag for the sheep herders. We saw him earlier in this segment. It'll be the sheep herders going up against Brett Wayne Sawyer and Dave Peterson, a tag team that have been very successful so far. Referee Tommy Gilbert signaling for the bell. We're going to get right back to the ring and have more action for you in just a moment. But we'll have to fulfill our commercial commitments first, and we'll be back with the balance of this great match. More PPW action. We have Butch Miller in the ring of the sheep herders against Dave Peterson. In this tag team matchup, Miller went for the elbow there, but Peterson turned back around and caught him with a clothesline. Looked like Miller was trying to get out of the way, but he caught that big forearm flush to the face, and Brett Wayne up with a drop kick. He went for another one and missed it. Butch Miller, ever the opportunist, capitalizes on this. Seems like the sheepherders, even though they're experienced in the rings, tend to brawl quite a bit more than they use technical wrestling moves. Side backbreaker into the cradle. And it looked like that was just about it. I think Butch Miller thought he might have got the 3 count, but Brett Wayne caught his foot up on the ropes. Oh, a hard knee to the midsection sends Wayne outside of the ring. Dave Peterson coming out to help. Sawyer really took a hard knee to the midsection. You can see that American flag waving out there. The people in Tulsa have really become patriotic. Not that they weren't before, but they're really showing their colors now with the introduction of the sheepherders and Korstia Kurchenko. Really putting a sense of nationalism into the matches. A lot of excitement in Tulsa at the UWF wrestling tapings. Butch Miller really putting the boot leather to Brett Wayne. And look at Luke Williams. He drove Sawyer right into that steel ring barricade while referee Tommy Gilbert had his back turned, although I'm not so sure Luke wouldn't have done that if Tommy Gilbert was staring him right in the face. Brett Wayne got it right in the kidney area. And I'm telling you, if you've ever been hit in that area of your body, it is extremely sensitive. Tends to be the kind of thing that can hurt for a long time and cause back spasms and cramps and such. Miller's desperately trying to keep Brett Wayne from making the tag. Brett just almost made the tag. The sheepherders are so good at that. That's probably tag team strategy number 1, is to try to keep one person in your half of the ring, wear him down, pick out that injured member of the team. Luke Williams driving the knees back into the kidneys. He's going right back after that area that he just damaged. And Luke goes up to the second rope and comes off with an elbow after Brett Wayne, but Brett gets out of the way. Brett, young man with tremendous physical condition, but you can tell he must have been hurt to have had to stay down quite that long. And he makes the tag. Dave Peterson in now. Peterson, well, he just catapulted Luke Williams across the ring and really caught him. Big drop kick. Luke's in trouble, and Dave Peterson is cleaning house. All 4 men in the ring now, as so often happens when the sheepherders are in action. Jack Victory up to the ring apron. Brett Wayne trying to get to him, but Tommy Gilbert's involved in the scuffle. This has given the sheepherders just enough time to capitalize on the misposition of the referee, and they just clobbered Dave Peterson. Now Peterson wrapped up in a half cradle. Gets his back put down to the mat for the 1, 2, 3, and the sheepherders gain a win here on Power Professional Wrestling over a great young team. Brett Wayne Sawyer and Dave Peterson. Let's go back to Jim.
The sheepherders back on the victory trail, and they're back also on the title trail as far as that's concerned. Upcoming matches with Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics, I got a feeling are going to be some of the most physical matches that we've seen in the area in quite some time. The sheepherders totally incensed that they lost the Universal Wrestling Federation Championship belts. They're very determined on regaining the titles in the very near future. Well, we're going to come right back with our feature match from the past. It will have Hacksaw Jim Duggan going against the man with the DDT, Jake the Snake Roberts, two of the big superstars in professional wrestling. Exclusively yours here on Power Pro Wrestling after this from the station.
On the Power Professional Wrestling than is on the Mid-South, because the Mid-South Wrestling, the time limits are all 10 minutes or television time remaining, and If you don't have a decision in 10 minutes, it's a draw. Whereas here on Power Professional Wrestling, we go with the time limits that are set in the live bouts in the arenas. And most of the time, they start at 20-minute time limits and go all the way up to 1 hour or no time limit. And when the guys get up there where they know they've got a tremendous amount of time to play with, they don't have to be in a hurry. And that's not stalling. What it is, it's just tactically trying to wait for your opponent to make a key mistake and then finish him off while you've got the momentum. Heavy forearm smash by Dugan, and he keeps ripping back into that hammerlock. Pee-wee watching Jake the Snake make sure he doesn't pull Dugan's hair. We couldn't see from this side the maneuver that Jake the Snake apparently dropped in with Dugan's chin on top of his head, really jarred Dugan. And now Jake the Snake quickly trying to follow up the advantage. Jake the Snake is very quick. Tall, got a lot of leverage. And Hacksaw Dugan's not a man to go seek in a barroom brawl, I'll guarantee you. A double chop to the throat. Whiplash type maneuver using the top cable of the ring ropes. Jake the Snake into a reverse chin lock. Dugan's trying to set out, but Jake the Snake's got in control there. We can't get away. This crowd, they're getting impatient. They want their man, Hacksaw Dugan, try to put Jake the Snake down for the count. Dugan going for a top wrist lock. But Jake the Snake has got a lot of leverage. He's much taller than Dugan, and then he just added that illegal ingredient, Dugan's hair, and took Dugan right to the mat. Dugan going back to retaliate on the hair, but of course it's right in front of the referee's eyes. And Pee-wee Anderson calls for the break on that move. If you watch Jake the Snake, he'll try to position his body to take advantage of the referee's position. Dugan back to his feet. Top wrist lock. Jake the Snake really trying to bear down, but I don't think he can beat Dugan in a contest of strength. Dugan's broke the hand loose now. See the referee is clear around the front to watch the legality of the hold, and Jake the Snake well knows that. And oftentimes the fans get very upset with the official, but it's impossible when you have to call what you see, not what you think happened. You have to call what you actually saw. It's very difficult. There's been a lot of controversy in professional sports about the officiating. But these guys, it's all a part of it. They can only call what they see. When we start calling what we think we see, then it's really going to get political. Like Jake the Snake caught him in the solar plexus with a quick knee as Dugan was coming off on that second body check. And a guy like Jake the Snake, with the ability and the experience he has, you got to be sure not to go to the well once too often. Snake setting Dugan up for the coup de grace. And he hit him with that knee lift, and with that height and that tremendous leverage he gets, he's very effective with it. I don't think anybody's been as effective as Mr. Wrestling 2. But certainly it's allowed Jake the Snake to take Hacksaw Dugan to the mat with a body slam. Dropped an elbow, cover him. One. Dugan's out at one. Snake's intensifying his attack. Another body slam. High-risk move with that flying elbow. But Snake is not stopping, showing that tremendous courage he has also. Double chop. Forearm. And he's got Jake the Snake on Dream Street. Wow, that's how to eat that canvas. What a right cross that was. Dugan really connected. High knee. Dugan going for the fall. Jake the Snake out at 2. Pee Wee Anderson signifies not quite enough. Snake trying to come in for a double leg dive, switching to a bear hug, but Dugan into the ropes. And now Snake pops him to the jaw. Oh, did you see Dugan retaliate? I think in this exchange that Snake's gotten the worst of it. He tried to blind Hacksaw Dugan right then. Spear! Hacksaw Dugan just speared him. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Hacksaw Dugan just defeats one of the top wrestlers in the world today, Jake the Snake Roberts.
The Universal Wrestling Federation's North American champion, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, an awesome athlete. And he defeated rather easily, in my opinion, Jake the Snake Roberts in that match from the past. I'm not taking anything away from Jake Roberts. He's a double tough man with his DDT. But on this particular occasion, he was certainly no match for the 282-pound Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And we've got more action coming your way, and a look at next week's program and more information, ticket information specifically on the Superdome Extravaganza on April the 19th. We'll have it for you right after our final network timeout. Things you must specifically ask for offer number EZ4C P48. That's EZ4C P48, and that entitles you to those great 50% savings from Eastern Airlines flying round trip to New Orleans for the April 19th Superdome $1 million tournament. Now, I mentioned earlier in the hour about the phone numbers. If you'd like to write these down, they're toll-free numbers, won't cost you a cent. And if you'd like to order your tickets using a Visa or MasterCard, then please call outside the state of Louisiana, 1-800-535-5151. That's if you live outside the state of Louisiana. If you happen to live in the Bayou State, then please call 1-800-228-3944. That's 1-800-228-3944 inside the state of Louisiana. Now, next week, we'll have another Power Pro Wrestling exclusive, a match you won't see anywhere else, but right here on this program. It will take place inside a 10-foot steel cage with Texas death match rules. It features Arn Anderson against the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. We'll have that match for you exclusively here next week on Power Pro Wrestling, along with a lot of other great action. For our whole PPW crew, I'm Jim Ross saying thank you very much for joining us on this great television station. Many of you seeing us for the first time. We sincerely thank you. Please join us again next weekend for our whole crew. Once again, I'm Jim Ross. So long, everybody.
You're watching the Crescent City's premier independent station, WGNO 26. Television, New Orleans style.